You're watching First Business.
Even social media giant Facebook is vulnerable to the next big thing in the social media sector. Stephen Denny, author of Killing Giants, details in his new book strategies to topple the Goliath in your industry. During his recent visit to our studio, he told us he spoke directly with high-level business leaders to learn how.
It really turned out to be a terrific education.
And you walked away with some strategies that people can use in everyday life as well as in business and taking on those bigger brands. Let's start with strategy number one. It's giants have different problems than you do. What does that mean exactly? And you gave an example of Google and Baidu.
Well, yes. I mean, giants do have different problems. You know, giants become giants for a reason. They're very good at what they do for a long period of time. But that being said, typically what happens is they evolve into different animals, and they sort of lose some of those characteristics that made them famous in that first place. We look at a company like Baidu, which is a local champion in China. It's the largest search engine in all of China now, and has handily beaten Google in their home market by being more local and really attracting that local market in such a way that the Chinese internet user really sees them as one of us. And that's a critical difference between local champions, the real giant killers, and some of these large multinationals.
You also say the rest never takes care of itself.
Oh, yeah.
So you have to take care. And JetBlue is definitely a company that took care and noticed there was some room in the skies for this small upstart company.
Bringing humanity back to air travel. That's JetBlue. JetBlue had a wonderful idea of essentially not only giving fun priced $31 fares on Halloween. Who doesn't like that, right?
Great idea.
Their all-you-can jet pass was essentially a free pass through the system for a period of a month. And economically, truly, it may not have made sense for everyone, but emotionally, it just connected to people. And as the JetBlue people told me, you know, their whole plan was to just get you to try it. Because once you got into that system, once JetBlue got in your bloodstream, they said that you were hooked forever.
Those big cushy seats, we all love it. All right, I love this next one. I'm a big believer in it. Inspiration comes from elsewhere.
Eric Ryan, one of the co-founders of Method, described his brand position as being a careful act of appropriation. He described his company as being a Vita for the home. And so often, you know, we'll go down this path. Jim Koch of the Boston Beer Company said, you know, he took his cues from the wine industry in California.
And finally, giants don't like to fight. Those would be the big companies like McDonald's. The last thing they want is a little fly to swat around.
True. That's true. They have their own agendas. They have their own quarterly objectives that they have to march to that tune. And very often, they're not looking for a fight with a small player. That's not a fight that gives them any real benefit. But for the giant killer, it's everything.
Thank you for coming in, Stephen Denny, author of Killing Giants.
Thank you.